Well, hello there and welcome to African Perspective. You're watching SABC News Channel 404, the African Perspective. We look at topical issues from your perspective wherever you are in the world. Now, coming up tonight, we focus on the plight of the people of the Sahrawi. Remember, you can join the conversation using our social media handle at African Perspective 1 on Twitter. Now, SABC News has been covering stories of Algerian refugees in Western Sahara and their fight for independence. So, how is it that Western Sahara is Africa's last remaining continent, or colony rather? Sarah Kimani tells the story of refugee camps through the eyes of those who live there. Let's take a look.
When you go there, you see the presence of the occupation. In every corner you see the presence of the police and the military there.
That is how our conversation with 30-year-old Abida Mohammed begins, talking about a home she has only visited once, a place where thousands of her countrymen only hear in folklore. Like thousands who now call these camps home, Abida was born here.
This is not home as should be home, because living in refugee camps, you are not fighting not just the enemy or the occupation or or facing that you are under occupation, but you are also fighting against the nature.
She's Western Sahara's fourth generation of refugees. The newlywed biochemistry graduate is expecting her first child. She beams a shy smile when we ask her about how it feels to carry a life inside her. And then she defiantly says what many here believe.
And I am determined that I will bring it there one day.
Inside the National Museum of Resistance, 25-year-old Khadija Ali Mohammed listens as a curator. The museum explains about the battle for their land and the 2,700-kilometer wall that separates her and indeed thousands of refugees like her from her home. Here in Buju and the other 4 camps, the refugees make do with what they have, daily trying to replicate their lives or what they would have been back home. Sipping mint tea under the punishing heat that can go up to 50 degrees Celsius. Boys play soccer after school on a sandy pitch. And when night falls, adults dance to Sahrawi music at night under the stars. But even as the people of Western Sahara mark 43 years since they became a republic, the battle for independence continues. The refugees live on international aid, but the donor funds are never enough, evidence in the warehouses where food rations are stored. Some are, however, trying to break the cycle of dependence, like this women's group that makes ceramics with the hope of selling them in the more affluent areas of Algeria and abroad. Despair has become their daily companion.
The violations that Morocco is carrying out in Western Sahara must not be permitted, and that is why we are asking the European Union and the African Union to put an end to these violations.
As the sun comes down in Buju refugee camps, marking yet the end of another day, the refugees here hang on to hope that what is one of the world's longest running refugee crises will come to an end. Until then, they continue to live one day at a time. Sarah Kimani, SABC News in Buju refugee camp, Tindouf.